Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Season 2, Episode 18, Pizza Face. This was a pretty silly episode focusing around Mikey and his adventure battling flying pizzas, flying slash talking, attacking zombie making pizzas who were created by Pizza Face, even though they all have pizza faces, which I love how they point that out when Mikey decides that's what he's going to name the villain. And the little pizza he's interrogating says, "We all have pizza faces, though." That was a hilarious scene to me when he was like beating the pizza up, and he had the little cop glasses on, the reflector shades on. I thought that was a really funny scene. It was a really silly episode. It was really good, and of course, any episode where it focuses on Mikey tends to be really silly. They have had a few where it's fairly serious, but this one was just a typical Mikey episode where it's just him starting off. He's being Mikey, so everyone kind of blames him for screwing stuff up because it seems like he just ate the pizza. And then when he goes to get a pizza, he finds out that everyone's zombies, and then he comes back and, excuse me, all his brothers are zombies, and even Master Splinter is kind of a pizza zombie. And I love when they did the scene and everyone's eating the pizza and stuff, and then Mikey's like, not you, Master Splinter. And Master Splinter, even in zombie form, is still just really silent and calm, and he just does like a little side burp and his eyes never open. I thought that was really funny. Just like, and just a little bit of green smoke came out. I thought that was really funny, and it was kind of cool how they did it because it's like even in zombie form, Master Splinter is still just really cool and just calm, collected. But it was a good episode. I enjoyed that. I thought it had really funny moments. That was obviously the point of this episode, was to be silly, and they had some really funny moments, like when I think it was Donatello that mentioned to Mikey he should just make his own, or maybe it was Raphael. And they had the scene where he was looking, and then his head exploded, which I thought, well, that's what was gonna happen, like when he first tasted pizza, and they had the little lottery thing going in his eye, the slot machine stuff, and then his head exploded. I thought that was a funny scene. When, like I said, him interrogating the pizza is probably my favorite part of the whole episode. And in the end, when he did the super big burp, and then they showed the outside of the pizzeria, and it actually exploded, and all the people outside blew back like it was like a nuclear bomb went off or something. I thought that was hilarious too. And it was just a silly episode. Like, those are my favorite moments of the episode, but there are other parts that were funny too. Like him just being attacked by the pizza. There was other stuff in it, like Pizza Face vomiting on the turtles. I thought that was a gross scene, just because it was vomit, and that's how you got the weird sort of pizza head masks on them, which made me think of head crabs from Half-Life. If you've ever played that, you know. If not, they're just crabs that get on people's heads and they turn them into zombies. It just made me think of that because they're on their heads. But that was a random gross little thing, and him trying to eat everybody I thought was really silly. And also, I thought the guy who actually became Pizza Face, the chef or whatever you would actually call him, that guy's dumb. Like, who just picks up a green vial and just says, "I'm just gonna put my finger in it and put it in my mouth"? I thought when the little pizza was being interrogated by Mikey and he told him the story of what happened, it's like this villain came out of a guy just being dumb because he decided, oh, this green ooze stuff came out of nowhere. This should probably go in my mouth. And then it turned him into a gross pizza monster. And it was just like, that's the craziest thing. It was one of those things where it's a silly villain. It was obviously he's not going to be destroying all of New York City or anything like that. But a silly villain with just an insanely silly origin. Like, the guy himself was just dumb for doing that because it makes no sense. Why would you just dip your finger in some random green, like fluorescent green ooze, and then just put that in your mouth like nothing's like it's normal? But that just stuck out in my head. Like, that guy was dumb. Like, that's why he's a pizza monster, and it obviously affected his brain to the point where it didn't bother him. It actually made him feel better. Like, even when Mikey called him Pizza Face, he was just like, I like it because, I mean, they did it in a funny way because he had like a typical accent because he was Italian, but it was like none of the weird stuff going on mattered to him. Like him being pizza or him controlling talking pizza, none of that bothered him. It was like the ooze sort of mutated his mind and he just wanted to have the best pizza. And now he did. Once you got a taste, it was like you were hooked and you were in zombie mode. So it was interesting to have that type of mentality for the character. He wasn't exactly aware like most other people where it's like I'm this grotesque monster and then that's why they go on a rampage because they mentally they're different and they don't like how they're different. And in this one he was mentally different, but he completely accepted it and he enjoyed it because it made him rich in a way, and then it allowed him to eat people. I don't know why he had to eat other people, what that would have done for him, but for whatever reason he just wanted to eat humans now. So it was cool to kind of get that, I guess, reverse mentality compared to pretty much every other monster who isn't with Shredder, because everyone else is typically just they lose their minds when they become whatever they turn into, and then they fight the turtles. But in this one, he knew what he was, he accepted that, and he just wanted to eat humans. So it was cool to get that, and I did like that. That was probably my favorite thing about his character was how different he was from everybody else. But like I said, I can't ignore the fact that he turned into that because he was just dumb. Like that was just a stupid thing to do. Even if he wanted to make amazing pizza and he thought it could be a secret ingredient, which also makes no sense. It was just the one thing that sticks out more than him being different. It was just a dumb thing to do. You just ooze a random vial of stuff just crashes and you put it in your mouth, and it makes no sense. But that type of stuff does happen in the real world, so why couldn't it happen in Ninja Turtles? But I did like the episode. Like I said, it had hilarious moments. The stuff with Mikey's head exploding, it actually had fairly decent action, even though it was Mikey just, for the most part, he did fight his brother at the end of the episode. That was fairly cool. He mostly just dodged and did little stuff and improvised action scenes. That was pretty cool. And him fighting off the pizzas was really more, it was just like, it was hard to explain, but it was kind of like just live target practice, I guess, where instead of his brothers, say they were throwing shuriken, it was just flying pizzas coming at him and he was fighting them off. So it was so, and it was cool I think when he first fought the one pizza by itself, my favorite scene in that fight was when he went up in the air because they had this thing that they never showed before in the show, and he was just swinging up it like one arm at a time, and then he was on this little platform. I thought that was cool just because it was nice to see him sort of swing and flip around on that while, I guess, dodge. I think he was just dodging the pizza the whole time, but I just thought that was a cool little moment. Other than that, it was just him kind of just swinging the nunchucks around, hitting pizza left and right. But good episode. Can't wait till they get back to like the main story stuff. But this was a pretty silly one shot. Like I said, some of my favorite moments. Like I think I love the interrogation, but when they did the burping thing, I was not expecting them to go so over the top with it, where it actually blew up the outside. So I think that was my favorite part. But the interrogation was definitely a great moment too. Him wearing the shades and him constantly like slapping the pizza and stuff, interrogating it. I thought it was a funny scene, and it made for a really funny episode. It had pretty much everybody in it except for Casey, which I kind of found surprising because even though April was in it, and also God, I can't think of her name. I want to say her name's Emma, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong. She was in it in the beginning of this episode, which was interesting because I'm waiting for them to really incorporate her into this show, but so far we've only gotten like little bits and pieces. But I guess there's not much to say about her. She has the same role she's always had, which is she knows April's dealing with the turtles, but she doesn't know that they're the turtles. So she's on the outside, but she knows something's going on, and at some point she's gonna find out that the turtles are actually the turtles. But we get our little clips here and there of her, so we got her in this episode, and of course April was in it, but she didn't really have any purpose in the episode, really. No one did, really, compared to Michelangelo, but it just kind of sucked not to see like a zombie Casey in there, even if he wasn't in his outfit and stuff. I just thought they could just have a silly scene with Casey too, because everyone's a zombie. Why not just throw Casey in and have one random joke? I don't know, but good episode overall. Excited for next week's episode. I'm sure I didn't see the preview for it, but I'm sure hopefully it'll get back to the main story and we'll get to see some more Shredder Krang action. Hopefully more Shredder, because I feel like we haven't really seen anything of Shredder since the mid-season finale, and he's finally back, and we got to see him when Baxter Stockman finally changed, but we only saw him in the beginning when he changed Baxter, and then that was it. We haven't really seen him do anything since he's really come back from Japan. So hopefully that's what we get in the next episode. But like this episode, it was a nice, you know, one-off sort of filler comedy episode with Michelangelo, of course. Comment below, let me know what you guys thought of it, favorite parts, least favorite parts. And what do you guys think of these sort of one-off episodes? Do you guys wish that they would just stick solely to the story, or do you guys think that these episodes do help establish the characters? Even though, if you're a huge fan of the Turtles like I am, you probably know the Turtles. Everyone pretty much knows who the Turtles are and how the different Turtles act and stuff. But do you guys like these sort of one-off episodes where even if it's not a part of the main story, it still focuses on a character? And this one, like I said, was really no actual development or anything. It was just silly Mikey adventure. But do you guys like these episodes, or do you just want main story all the way through until we get to, you know, who knows what different story arc in the Turtles storyline? Comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.